Where Them Say is one of Nigeria's, actually, Where Them Say is Nigeria's first ever rap queen. She's also maybe one of the very few on the continent of Africa. She's one of my favorite people because she's done what nobody else has done, not just in terms of her music, churning out hit after hit, but also being true to herself, pushing an image that was unusual, just pushing the envelope in many, 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 many ways. In 2006, when I sat down to talk about music, to talk about Fela, the influence of Fela, because she was one of those who actually met, and got mentorship from Fela. We spoke about a lot of things. She also spoke to me in Ijebu. It was good to see the interview, and it was good to see Wait and See again sometime soon.
Good morning, what's up? How you doing?
I just want to be as cool as you.
What's in the album?
I mean, what is the coolest thing I can say right now to save my screen? What do they call that? It's street cred.
Street cred.
Say something. Don't disgrace me. Say, what should I say?
Just say what's up.
What's up?
How's it hanging? How you doing?
How's it hanging? How you doing? Okay, for me, stop there before you become fake sounding. All right, Shola. Shall I call you Shola? Do you mind if I call you Shola?
It's cool, Shola.
Because I always think of you as Shola. What is it about little people?
I don't know.
You're just this tiny person, and you have done so much. You've done radio presentation. You've done music all over the world. You're an entrepreneur. You are aspiring entrepreneur. You're a lyricist. You pen your own music, and you've done everything. You're also a big sister to your siblings. You take care of your family. We're going to talk about all of that, but let's start with the music. Now, this question always seems a bit puerile, but I don't think so. Where is that point where you know that this is beyond singing in the shower?
You just get to know. It's in there. It's like tugging at you every day. It's dying to come out. You just know. Just watching the likes of Janet Jackson, Grandmaster Flash, Fela Kuti, Jimi Hendrix. I knew I wanted to do that. That was really appealing to me,
But you were born in London.
Yeah, I was born in England.
You grew up. Where did you grow up?
Yeah.
In England or?
Partly raised in UK and partly raised in Nigeria.
Right.
I thank my parents for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did the Nigerian influence do for you? You were said to have grown up around Fela's music, around the shrine.
Yeah. Not necessarily the shrine, But listen to Fela's music, U-Roy, I-Roy, Bob Marley. I think I'm a rebel at heart, so I could identify with them, like immediately. But at the same time, I also like to bug out and have a good time. So I knew I was going to find that balance to create my own kind of blend, my own kind of sound, and put out my own kind of,
It just occurs to me that's what your music is like. It isn't stupid. It is deep on one end. It's connected, but it's fun.
Yeah, that's fun.
On the other side, you said earlier that you were a rebel. Were you a rebellious child?
I wouldn't really say so, but basically, I don't like things being like sort of like handed down to me. If you hand stuff down to me, I wouldn't say anything. I would rebel against it. If you just tell it to me like, okay, Shola, don't do that. But if you're gonna be like, Shola, don't do that, especially when you say to me, Shola, don't do that because you're a woman, then I'm going to do it. To show that.
At what point in your life did that ever come up? You're a woman thing. You can't do that because you're a woman.
Yeah, I'm from a Muslim, family, So sometimes when they say something, they'll say, Obrine, you can't do that. Shola, I'm so why? Obrine, I'm so why? Yeah, I was like, yeah. I'll be like, why? Obrine, really? Okay, that's exactly why I'm going to do it. Maybe when they're having their meetings.
Did that affect how you evolved? Were you constantly just wanting to be anti what the normal woman is supposed to look like, the normal image, or I shouldn't use that word normal, average image of the woman?
Not necessarily, but I just found that growing up in that kind of environment as a woman, you're constantly oppressed and suppressed. There's so much inside. There's so much that you're trying to bring out, but they just deny you that freedom of expression because they just feel that you're a lady, you're a woman. You could be seen, but you don't necessarily need to be heard. And I kicked against that so much. Like during the Ramadan period, I always love to hang around my uncles when they're slaughtering the cows, and they would just use the blood. Sometimes I thought, splash the blood and say, "Kilo one be by." I'll be like, before we shake berry, I'm interested. I want to learn. They'll be like, you want to learn how to do it. I say, the way you stuff like this. They will just go into the kitchen, go
and make the food when they finish
yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Now, you have seemingly chosen always the hard path. Because even with music, you started with competitions. And I know how tough those can be. I mean, you were competing in the equivalent of the Apollo in the UK.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Club 291 contest, if you can survive that, you can survive anything. For real. You come on stage, if you're not delivering, people will boo you. Like, it was really like,
sometimes I'm watching and I'm like,
face.
Are they mad? Why subject yourself to this? You subjected yourself to it over and over.
Yeah, it's a good way to, test your, potential audience. It's a good way to it's like a self, reassertion kind of thing as well, to know that, can I really do this? Yes, I can do this, man. I was able to tackle these people.
Although your first single was very successful, I mean, both critically and in terms of acceptance, you didn't get a record label then. What happened?
Basically, the single "Wanna Make You Jack" / "Let's Get Wet" was like more of an underground kind of release.
Yeah, bad girl. That title.
It was like an underground kind of release. It was like a B-sided single, So basically, we just thought, let's put this out. Let's see what happens. People were really feeling the vibe. And before we know what's happening, it was like just basically all over the charts. The Charts of MMA Play charts, just all over, different kind of charts. We're like, wow, this is really, really cool, and everything. But the thing was that it was done independently and the major didn't really pick it up. So, but I still see, my thing was that it was accepted, I always believe in going back to the drawing board and just stepping up your game, really. So I decided to do an album, called Simply Weird.
That was the one that was released in Nigeria. That was our first introduction to you.
To
Alan Avenue. I'm like, who's that girl?
Alan what?
Alan what? Alan what? It seemed like it was an accident. You came to Nigeria on holiday. You were not intending to record in Nigeria.
No. I didn't come to record. I just wanted to come and, just come and chill out, come home, go on a holiday. Then I met Princess Demo Sholari, and she heard so much and she was like, what? Come on, man, let's shop for a deal. I'm like, shop for a deal in Nigeria? She said, yeah. I said, okay, cool, why not? So we went to Disc Entertainment, and the guy was like, yes, I want this. This is really different. This is cool, So I signed a licensing deal with them. I licensed my songs to them.
Right.
And then we put out the album Simply Weird.
And then you just exploded in Nigeria.
Yeah.
You won every award that was winnable at that time. You were everywhere. You were also different because nobody was, a girl, in the kind of clothes that you wore and the things that you did and all that. Now, that image, is this an image or is that you?
No, that's just me. There's what you see is what you get with the word MC. There's no premeditated kind of packaging going on. Oh, let's brand it this way, let's brand it that way. No. Yeah, the recording label I want to enhance a little bit, but what you see is what you get. I just like to be as natural as possible.
But you've been compared several times to Missy Elliott. That's who you're patterning yourself after. Is that true?
No, not necessarily. I love Missy a lot. I dig what she's doing. I love her crazy videos, what she stands for, what she stood for, when she was trying to break into the business. But no, not necessarily. I listen to everybody. But I don't know, people just tend to compare me with Missy. Maybe because of the way, maybe in terms of performances, in terms of, maybe conceptualization. I don't know.
And Missy is not a bad person to be compared to. I got to that point after a while. Everybody calling me Oprah. I'm like, God, I'm not Oprah. My name is Funmi. After okay, if they're going to compare me to someone, at least it's cool.
Why not?
That kind of person.
Yes.
Now, the other thing is this: your videos are always outstanding. Same thing with Alan Avenue.
Thank you.
Yeah.
With Alan, I just wanted something. I think I wanted sort of something tongue in cheek, and I want something different. I wanted to ruffle a few feathers.
You always want to ruffle. What is this thing?
I love to do that. I just love to have fun, really. So I took all my hair off, clean shaven, and people were like, they won't play the video. I said they will play the video, man. The music is banging. They will play the video. So we went to Alan Avenue, on a Sunday, and we just had fun. Shot the video. When I went to Fela was like, that's what he loves exactly about the video. The fact that, it was so natural, no weave on or anything, no perming or anything. You just had it was just clean shaven. But my grandmother wasn't pleased. She wasn't happy at all.
I can imagine. Now,
you
speak Ijebu quite well.
Yes, I do. Very well. Mwado you done him Funmi Iyanda. Now, I'm sorry album, I'm sorry didn't single, Bim Shemura, video rim shoots, one more found. I'm sorry for me.
And that is so interesting to me because you get a lot of young Nigerians who want to live outside of Nigeria. And some people have never crossed Murtala Mohammed Airport.
Yeah,
and they either speak America better than Americanese, better than Americans, or some version of the British accent, because there are many versions.
Tell me about it.
And,
Yeah.
And I mean, you coming back to Nigeria, did that strike you, and how did you feel about
To
that?
be honest with you, it really, really irritates me. It's like, you guys, come on, keep it real, man. Even if you do have to slang, come correct. Keep it real. People are always like trying to like cut themselves away from their own things. I don't understand that. That's why Fela said, buy Africa. Tell them about our jet, tell them about our rap, tell them about our shit. Afitaba shit, tiwa way. Keep it real. That's why I love Lagbaja. I love him so much, man. You get the contemporary feel, but you know that, hey, this guy is African. He's keeping it real. He's representing the motherland.
Right.
It matters.
You had some kind of relationship with Fela before he died. I mean, in that, was it sort of mentorship or just encourage? What kind of relationship did you have with him?
I see it more as mentorship. Someone took me down to like hook up with him, to meet him for the first time, because I was a bit worried, because I used a sample from one of his songs called "Look and Laugh" for the Allen Avenue song.
Right.
And I was like, whoa, because of the rules and regulations and laws, I kind of figured I needed to see Fela directly, clear the sample, He heard the track, we dropped the tape and went back, and then he was like, what? Somebody they rap for my music. Go ahead and use it. Thumbs up, He was really like, wait, man. So somebody can really like come and spit lyrics on his music, And to him, it was like a whole new interpretation to his vibe, and I think it was really, really fitting that. And from then on, I just go down to the Kalakuta Republic, go and see him, go around and say hi, just chill out with him. I found out, he's a very, very, very intelligent man. He sees a lot of stuff, and wow, I was completely blown away, man.
Now, talking about Africa and Africans, I mean, with your talent, I remember when you went back, I was saying to myself that, gosh, now I should go and get a contract there and show them and all of that. But it didn't seem to happen. What happens outside of Nigeria? I mean, I've seen a lot of Nigerians coming back home to actually record their work here. What is it? What is the music scene like outside of Nigeria, outside of Africa, for Africans and Nigerians?
It's a different ball game, and basically, if you're doing anything that has like a foreign or an African, persuasion, you're lumped into a category called world music, which to me is just so like, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, when we finished doing Nigeria, somebody said, oh, this is world music. I said, it's not world music. It's music, period. Open up your minds, man, and listen to the songs, good songs. Why do you always need to lump us into some kind of category? I just see it as a form of, control, just trying to put us there. It's another form of suppression as far as I'm concerned, So, but I broke away from that. I just keep doing my thing, You love me or you loathe me. But with time, you are going to come closer and you're going to be like, what's this girl doing? I want to like be involved.
Right. And that statement you made is very important to me, where you said, there's so many levels of suppressions and, obstacles and all of that.
Yeah,
but what you do, how do you cope with all of that? And some of them, are they not self-inflicted?
No. I don't think so. It won't go there.
Some of them, are they not? I just want to ruffle a few feathers.
Feathers here. Let's not ruffle any feathers here.
No, not ruffle any feathers. Okay, so the ones that are real, what I mean, because the gender ones that you've spoken about are real. The racial ones are real and all of that.
Yeah.
How do you not get frustrated and bogged down by it such that you can't move forward?
Yeah, of course you get frustrated. You do, but you just have to find a way around it. You have to find a way to deal with it. Sometimes when I'm really, really, really tensed up, I just walk away. I just say, you know what, bloody hell, go into my bedroom, open up my Bible and pray. No, seriously. Or sometimes I curl up. No, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm vulnerable. I'm a human being. Sometimes I curl up and just put my pillow over my head and probably just let out some tears and just, that happens. And then, you're ready to deal with it. I mean, look at what's happening to me right now. Nigeria is all over the place. And for me, you will not believe it. We are still yet to secure a marketing deal.
No way.
I'm telling you. But I know, honestly, I'm going to get a bit religious now. I know that, Yoruba sick, we think about Madam Koba Jenny. That's what I really believe in. I know that God is testing me again. You think, okay, Joya is over there, so you now think I'll just give everything to you. Work hard.
Right.
I know it's well.
Right. That what you just, because I can so connect to what you're talking about. I cannot believe that there's no deal for that song as yet. But tell me about that particular song. What was the inspiration? Where did it come from?
It just came. It was like I said. It was just a bass line. Ba 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 da 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 da, and I just started humming along to it. Ijoya, Ijoya, awa man, Ijoya. So I, got my cup triton, brought it closer, and I started messing about. Started programming up some beats. I just started messing about, Then like a week after, I called my junior brother. He heard it and was like, man, this is gonna be serious. So, and we finished up the lyrics. Then I called up JJC and Don Jazz and said, man, I've got this song. You guys need to hear it. I went into the studio. JJC was bugging. I was like, man, this is it. Then I got my talking drummer over. Ayondosha. I said, Ayon, yeah, come on. The fusion of the urban garage sound and the talking drums, then I was flipping my stuff melodiously, but with an Afrocentric kind of style. It was just like a crazy, clever balance,
Okay, let's get something straight. Some of the things you said there, I don't understand. But I get the feel. I understand, I understand garage, I understand hip hop, I understand, I know some of this, but I get you. And I feel the music, and I know that you're right in that sense that for the people who are truest, they will be tested because they're going to last a truly long time. Amen. So you have to be ready for when
absolutely.
Which brings me to the issue of religion. I mean, looking at you, one wouldn't think you were so spiritual. I mean, that's one who is not deep thinking. Would not think that you were spiritual. But you are.
I am. I never used to be, but I've seen some things and I know that, hey, come on, there's somebody up there who's responsible for us being here, and you just have to merge, vibe with him from time to time.
To that
you have to. It's very, very important.
What about your family? I mean, I heard the story once that you lost your parents, you were taking care of your siblings and all of that.
Yeah, it's still the same. My dad passed in 91, my mother passed in 95. So, well, we're good.
And you have been taking care of your siblings since then.
Popsy,
that kind of thing.
Be good.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be a good interviewer if I didn't ask that last question. There was the only controversy about you at one time in Nigeria that took over your music and everything was as to your sexuality. I read recently, of course, that you had a boyfriend. And I was like, whoa. So what is the truth?
What is the truth? The situation is that, yes, I do have a boyfriend. That's what I'm going to say.
That's what you're going to say.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to say to you, go girl. But then how do you cope with all of the stories and the news? How do you get up on the street the next day and not just want to crawl away somewhere?
Basically, the thing is, the moment you make that decision to step into the spotlight, to step into the limelight, there are going to be speculations and there are going to be things that you have to deal with those things. You have to look at the Madonnas, look at the Michael Jacksons of this world. They dealt with a lot of stuff, but they stood the test of time. They're still doing what they do, And you know what? No matter how bad it gets, controversy sells.